E3 just ended, and I feel like there's more games to get excited for this year and coming next year than we've had in a while. At least for me personally, there are tons of games that I'm really excited for. But to keep this video from being too long, I'm only going to talk about my top 5. And I really wish I could put the trailers and stuff to show you guys in this video, but I really don't want to get any strikes from YouTube for copyrighted stuff, so it's just going to be my face. Sorry. So starting off, my number 5 game that they showed at E3 this year is Starfield. I know this game's been announced already, but they did show us like a little snippet of the game, not any gameplay, but that's fine. I do want to know more about it. I did see an interview with, I think, Todd Howard, is that his name? I think that's his name. Saying this is going to be more of a hardcore RPG than any of their past RPGs, which I'd really like to know what exactly he means by that. But honestly, it's Bethesda, and I do trust Bethesda with RPGs. I love Bethesda, even though I don't think they really give a shit about their community, and their games are some of the buggiest in the industry. But I do completely trust Bethesda when it comes to story and characters and very immersive worlds. So with that being said, even though we know so very little about Starfield, I can't help but get really excited about it because all you have to do is tell me that it's a new RPG from Bethesda and I'm in. Number 4 is Back 4 Blood, zombie shooter co-op game. Yes, please. This is basically looking like it's going to be the Left 4 Dead 3 that we have been asking for since Left 4 Dead 2 came out. Valve doesn't like to do 3s, so this company is going to be like, cool, that's fine, we'll do it. So Back 4 Blood looks awesome. It really honestly does look like a Left 4 Dead 3, and I'm totally down for that. I love co-op games. I love shooting zombies, so obviously I'm super into Back 4 Blood. Number 3 is The Outer Worlds 2. I loved the first Outer Worlds, like super loved it. It's like basically kind of Fallout and Mass Effect if they made a game, but kind of bite-sized. It's like a little, bite-sized Mass Effect meets Fallout, which is 100% yes. I adored the first Outer Worlds. I thought it was a super great RPG. Of course, it's Obsidian. They know RPGs. And of course, that trailer. The trailer for Outer Worlds 2 was easily the best trailer I've ever seen. Yeah, it didn't really show a shit about the game, but it was hilarious. It poked fun at game trailers. It poked fun at itself, which is definitely the kind of humor I like, and it's very in tune with The Outer Worlds, so Outer Worlds 2 is a natural for me. My second favorite game from E3 is Redfall. I am a huge Arcane fan. I love Arcane Studios, I love Prey, I love Dishonored. I just love the feel of Arcane games. They're very dark and gritty, but they don't do the dark and gritty thing where all the colors are muted and blacks and browns and it's all just kind of like contrasty. I love that Arcane can go really dark and very gritty with their games, but still use a lot of color. Plus Redfall is vampires and co-op plus magic and guns. I really don't have to say much more. I thought the trailer looked awesome. I can definitely see myself playing that game for way too long, and plus you can play it co-op or single player. That even adds to more of the whole huge fucking yes from me. So Redfall is my number 2. My number 1 game from E3, you obviously, if you've been watching my videos, you probably already guessed it, and that is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Oh my god. So when I first heard that they were possibly making a Tiny Tina spin-off game, I was like, Tiny Tina's one of my favorite characters in the game, but what is it, just gonna be more Borderlands, but just Tiny Tina, which honestly would sound great, because I love Borderlands and Tiny Tina, but spin-offs are usually not good. But then when I saw the trailer for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, it was everything I could ever ask for. It feels very Assault on Dragon Keep, which is the DLC from Borderlands 2, which is my favorite DLC from any game ever. So the fact that they've got an RPG shooter game, very Borderlands, but it's got a more fantasy RPG feel, and it's very Assault on Dragon Keep, and you get to create your own character, and it's got Tiny Tina. Abso-fucking-lutely. I'm so excited for Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Oh, and Butt Stallion. I don't need to see a single thing else about it. They've got my money. I want it. Yes. And then the end of the trailer with Bud Stallion, that was just like icing on the already delicious cake. I cannot fucking wait for Tiny Tina's Wonderland. It's gonna be so, so, so good. Now it's your turn. Tell me what are some of your favorite games that you got to see from E3 this year. Oh, and one other thing, if you didn't check out all the different showcases, one of the best showcases I thought was the one that came after the Summerfest showcase, and it was called Day of the Devs. I keep trying to say Day of the Dead, but it was the Day of the Devs, and it showed so many different indie games coming out, and some of them were amazing looking. Like, if you didn't check out the Day of the Devs, definitely go back and watch that, because they showed off a ton of really, really interesting and creative games that I think are going to be some of the top ones coming out. So yeah, check those out and let me know in the comments which are your favorite games for this year. And as always, guys, I totally love you and thanks for watching.